What up, Outliers? Today I'm going to take you through my nutrition plan for the NPC Vancouver Open, my first ever men's physique competition. I'm so excited. Let's get into it. Alright, so first thing to know about nutrition when you're prepping for a bodybuilding show. Now keep in mind, this is everything that I've learned from everything that I've read and everybody that I've talked to. This is information that I've gathered, learned along the way. So the first thing to know about nutrition when it comes to prepping for a bodybuilding show or a men's physique show is you need to know the difference between a caloric deficit, maintenance, and surplus. You can break it down like this. There's a caloric deficit, which means that you're eating under the amount of calories that you need in order to maintain your weight. Then there's the maintenance phase. So when you eat a caloric maintenance, you're eating enough calories to maintain your weight at what you're supposed to be at. Then there's a caloric surplus, and this is what you want to do when you bulk. This is eating a surplus of calories in order to build more muscle and build upon your frame. So before we get too far into what my plan is about whether I'm going to lose weight, add weight, or stay the same, I want to tell you what I'm at right now. And the one thing that I've learned before you even sign up for a competition is to figure out what your current weight is and what your stage weight is. You take your current weight and you subtract your stage weight. And then you take that difference and you divide it by how many weeks you have until the competition. This gives you your ROL, your rate of loss. And this is how many pounds per week you need to lose in order to achieve that goal. Well, this is where I went wrong. So this is week 1. Last week, I tracked all my calories, my entire week, not changing a thing about my eating habits. I just tracked what I ate. Now, I had set it up to eat about 3,000 calories. I went over and I stayed under some days. So I added all those numbers up and then I divided by how many weeks, so 7 days. And then it came out to about 3,500. So 3,500 calories is roughly my maintenance caloric intake. Now this could change, so I'll keep an eye on it throughout the weeks to come. I'm a fairly active individual. I work an active job and I'm very active in the gym. And so I have a fairly high caloric maintenance. It might be a little bit under, but I'll change it as we progress through the week if I find necessary. So the first thing I did was weigh myself in the beginning of the week. Then I tracked my calories for that entire week. I figured out what the average was for my calories. And then, did I lose weight? Well, the answer was yes. I lost about a pound, which means that I was in a caloric deficit because I wasn't eating enough calories in order to maintain my weight. With the average of calories being about 3,500, I'm gonna stick at that strict for a couple weeks and see if I continue to lose weight. If I do, I'll bump it up a couple hundred, maybe 100 to 200 calories, and we'll go from there. So what's my current weight and my stage weight? My current weight is 175.9 pounds. And I really don't think I should go anything under that because I'm a very lean individual. I basically have no fat, people. I have about 3% body fat. I measured this morning. So I'm not gonna be competing on the stage at anything under 175. I'm gonna try and stay at this weight and maintain the entire 12 weeks. And this is not normally advised, but you gotta do what you gotta do. And I wish I knew more in the beginning, but I don't. So how am I gonna track my nutrition? I'm using a fancy app, a very well-known app called MyFitnessPal. It's a great app that you can use to track your calories. They have almost everything in their system, so you can literally scan the labels and it'll throw it in there for you. They even have meals from restaurants, so if you go out to eat somewhere, don't worry, you're covered. Now this is a great tool that I'm utilizing, and I'm tracking everything that I eat. So from a protein shake to coffee to creamer, everything gets put in this diary and added up to make sure I meet my standards and that I don't go over. I gotta keep a keen eye on this thing because if I hit my calories before it's even too late, well, I'm gonna go hungry that night, and that's not good. So my wife Heather and I plan out our meals for the entire week, what we're gonna have for dinner and our lunches for the work week. Now, in order to track those calories while we're cooking those meals, we have to actually figure out how much is going into each portion. And really the only way to do that is to buy a food scale. So we bought a food scale. So we bought this food scale off of Amazon. It was like $10. It looks like a cheap piece of crap, but I really don't know that you need a nice one. So I'll let you guys know if this thing doesn't end up holding up. But the reviews were fantastic for it. You just take your food and you put it in there and you see how many ounces you have of each thing. So if you have 3 ounces of chicken, you can easily just put it into your FitnessPal app and then continue on your way throughout the ingredients list until you have the full meal. You can then create the meal on that app, so that way anytime you have that meal, you can just add that meal already with all the ingredients in it and all the macros and all the calories already counted, throw it in there, and boom, it's that easy. It's very, very simple. That's pretty much my plan for my nutrition for my prep for the 2021 NPC Vancouver Open. Like I said in the beginning, this is all the information that I've come to gather throughout the years from talking to everybody that I can and from reading as much as I can. And this stuff might change, and I will let you guys know. That's the whole point of this vlog, is to see how much I progress throughout the entire time and to see how much I learn. And I'm going to be sharing that information with you guys. Don't forget to check out our podcast episodes dropping every Friday, and I'm going to drop a new vlog for these next 12 weeks every Tuesday. So stay tuned, see what I learned, see what I can teach you, and see how I progress for this NPC 2021 Vancouver Open. Let's go, guys. I need your support. Come on. All right, guys. See you next time. Peace.